Have you ever gotten a thought, a feeling, a message, and had zero idea if that was actually your spirit guide or your own brain or ego or maybe even a trickster? Well, you won't wonder that after today because I'm giving you the tools to figure that out. Stick around and let's get into it. Hi, I'm Veronica, and welcome to the Wholeness Shift. I teach people about easy, practical spirituality and help you navigate your spiritual awakening. Spirit guides, pendulums, the clairs, manifestation, all of it. There's no topic off limits here. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on anything good. The question, but how do I know if it's really spirit, is one I get very often in the comments or messages. So I've spoken on this before. I know I have a video called Spirit versus Ego, and I'll link to that below so you can check that out as well. But here are some of the things that I want to cover today because I think it's worth giving a little refresher on. Here are some of the things that I get from you guys. My gifts just aren't developing, or I don't trust what I'm getting, or I think I'm just making this up. And listen, I get why you would think that, but here's the truth. That's not a gift problem. That's a discernment problem. Discernment is often defined as the ability to judge well, to see what is hidden or complex, and to make wise choices. It means separating the truth from the lies, quality from junk, or right from wrong, right? So, in this context, it means being able to tell the difference between a message you're getting from spirit or your subconscious or ego or a trickster. It's a skill that you develop. Nobody hands you a manual for it when you start waking up. So, consider this your manual. It comes with practice, just like most other things in life. With that being said, here are 5 tools to use when you think you're getting a message that can help you discern whether or not it's from spirit or your ego or a trickster. Number 1, tone. Your spirit guides usually talk in short, clipped sentences. They're not flowery. They're not all schmoopy and complimentary. They don't ramble. They aren't going to be wordy. Your ego, on the other hand, also tricksters. They can go on rants. They talk a lot. They have a lot to say. So I use this example a lot because it's just so clear. But if you're cooking dinner and a thought floats in, you forgot the paprika, or even just paprika, that's spirit. Short, direct, to the point. Your ego's version of that same moment sounds like, oh my God, you forgot again? You're the worst cook. Nobody's going to want to eat this crap. You should just DoorDash. You don't know what you're doing. Same situation, wildly different quality of voice. Would you agree? Okay, number 2, emotional charge. Spirit can absolutely be direct with you. I mean, sometimes even blunt, but it's never cruel. There's never any shame attached. Whereas ego and tricksters always bring shame, panic, urgency along for the ride. If the voice in your head is calling you fat, lazy, stupid, bad names, or who do you think you are? That's not spirit. Spirit doesn't and will never talk to you that way. Number 3, pattern. Spirit gives you one clean hit of information and then it's done. Ego and tricksters spiral. It snowballs. One thought turns into 10 thoughts, turns into a whole story about how everything's falling apart, your life is burning down. If you notice yourself spinning out, then that's a really good sign that you have left spirit territory. You know, if they're like, well, yeah, your husband's cheating on you and your baby's going to die next week. And by the way, your husband's cheating on you, but that's okay because he's going to get told he has cancer next week. So, like, karma. And by the way, Your mother-in-law hates you. She was just talking bad about you. And don't sleep tonight because someone's going to break in your house. Like, they go on rants. They come up with all kinds of wild and crazy stuff. Their goal is to create confusion and chaos. I mean, that's what tricksters do. But your ego isn't far off from that. I mean, it's not going to tell you wild stories like that, but it might be like, you sure that headache isn't a brain tumor? I mean, that would just be your luck because your luck sucks. And like, you were out in the sun for 5 extra minutes this whole year. So, I mean, because you're so stupid, yeah, you'll probably get something horrible happen to you. Your ego can be kind of mean. Its job is to keep you safe. It's to keep you in your comfort zone. So anytime you try to step out one way or the other, it's going to say things to make you stop, right? And to tear you down. Number 4 is direction. And I kind of just touched on this. I gave you a little foreshadowing. And it's that your ego's entire job is to keep you safe, which usually means keeping you small and comfortable. It will talk you out of the leap, the boundary, the brave conversation. If you feel good, it'll tell you you aren't shit. If you're feeling brave, it will tell you not to take any chances and stay small. Um, Spirit, even when it's gentle, will always nudge you towards growth, towards an open heart, toward the thing that scares you just a little bit, but is actually really good for you. Number 5, body feel. Spirit tends to feel light and neutral, sometimes almost a little tap or a download or loving. Ego and tricksters show up with any mixture of confusion, tightness, um, racing thoughts, anxiety, that anxious, buzzy energy, a sense of doom. Your body genuinely knows the difference before your mind catches up. So if you pay attention to that, you can usually tell who's talking to you. So here's your practical tool. Next time a thought or a message comes through, just pause and ask yourself one question. Is this benevolent and direct, or is this negative or a rant? That one question alone filters out probably 90% of the confusion. Here's a good reminder about discernment. Discernment isn't separate from your gifts. It is the doorway to your gifts. When you can't tell ego from spirit, you drown out real messages with self-doubt, and it feels like nothing is developing. But the second you get consistent and reliable at this, or even just decent at it, your clairs, your intuition, all of it speeds up. Not because you suddenly got more gifted, but because you finally stopped second guessing the channel that was already open. So if this helped you, let me know in the comments which one of these 5 things helped you the most. What are your thoughts? And if you haven't yet, please hit subscribe and go find my playlist on pendulum use and the one for spirit guides. Invest in your time and your education on these topics that can improve your life. All right, you guys, until next time.